So today I'm going to show you how to draw an apple using shading and value. I'm going to be using a pencil, and I'm also going to demonstrate a supply called a water-soluble graphite pencil. And the first thing you need to have in order to do this project is either an actual apple or any other piece of fruit that you can look at, or a vegetable. And you could also use a photograph of one too. That could be helpful as well. And when you're looking at your piece of fruit or vegetable, I want you to find the contour line. Now, a contour line is just the basic outline of the apple as you see in this photograph. So once you've discovered the basic line to it, you're going to draw it on a sheet of paper. And just try to copy that shape as best as you can. And I just go around the outside and see if I can match the shape that I'm seeing. Now you're also going to see some other little lines. For instance, I see the stem coming off the edge. So I'm going to draw that line. And I also see a little kind of circular outline towards that center of the apple, and that is just the basic start for this project. So the next thing that you're going to need to know is a value scale, and my students have studied how to do value scales in the past, just basic shading from dark to light using your pencil. So if you haven't done that, I would practice. But then you are going to look at your contour line drawing of your apple, and it helps sometimes if you can turn your photograph or take a picture of it and put it in black and white. It kind of will help you see the different shades and values. And you can see in this photo that I have up that I've circled all the places on my apple where I found like the light spots. So if you want to go and pencil those in, I would do this lightly, otherwise it might look like you have like a bowling ball or something when you get done. But these are just some of the places where I have seen the highlights. This is the reflection from the overhead light that I just happened to see on my particular piece of fruit. And then I also picked out with the black outline in the photograph where I see those darker areas. Those were mostly around the outside, but I also had some dark values coming up. And I'm just going to pencil those in. And then I had a wide variety of values in between, but I'm just kind of penciling in where I see those dark areas. So from this point, I'm just going to start shading in my darkest values first. And I'm going to look at my photograph and just see those darkest areas and fill them in dark. And then I am going to go through each value and just look for some lighter shading values, and then saving my light spots for last. And I like to blend them in as I go. And I'll just speed this up so that you can see. So one of the things I really focused in on is trying to make some smooth transitions by shading and blending with my finger, or you could use a tissue or a blending tool. Sometimes when you do that, you'll need to go back in and darken some of those areas, really try to get all those different values. And also, you can also take your eraser if some of those light values kind of faded away on you. So if you lost some of those really white areas, you can go back in and take your eraser But again, if you use your eraser, sometimes you need to go back in and smooth those transitions as well. One of the last things that I like to do is if I see any of those texture marks from the apple, some of those dark areas that I was seeing, I like to go back in and maybe put some of those in, give the apple a little texture, make it look like the peel. And then finally, you kind of have to notice where the shadow on the ground is. Usually if the light is coming from one way, so if the light were coming from this direction on my apple, I would see like a shadow on the ground down here. And that shadow would not be as dark as the object itself. Make it a little bit lighter. But you're just looking at the ground to see if you see something where the object is hitting the ground. If you see a little bit of shadow, put it in there. And you can also put a line maybe where the table and the wall are. And if you wanted to add more to your drawing, you could probably take your pencil and shade in the wall or the background to give it a little bit extra value there as well. So there you have it. There's my finished pencil drawing. It's not my favorite drawing I've ever done, but I think you get the basic hang of it. You could do that with any piece of fruit or vegetable, and stick around because I'll be doing part 2 and 3. I'm going to show you how to shade with oil pastel and also a water-soluble graphite pencil using the same fruit. So happy drawing and happy creating.